Hey everyone, so I've been a little sick, and as you might be able to hear my voice, I'm still a little sick. So I've been making the videos I want to make lately, but you know what? Topaz, Numby, and Guinaifen over here are coming out really soon, like in the next couple days, less than a week away. So I really want to make sure I still do the breakdown for them ahead of time, so we could, go ahead and look at these characters, see how good they are or good they aren't. I've already had some people asking me, like, oh, should I summon for Topaz or summon for later characters? And I actually do want to make a video on, now that we're past the mono quantum stuff, I do want to make a video to help people know what they should and should not summon on, and it'll actually be a pretty good video. If you're interested in that, then of course feel free to subscribe for that. That'll be coming pretty soon here. Once I start feeling better. But for now, we're going to be going over to Topaz and Numby, which is, of course, I'm pretty sure Numby is the little trotter and she is Topaz. It's pretty cool. Actually, I've been sick. I've been feeling so bad. I haven't even been really playing very much Honkai Star Rail, which I'm super disappointed because I'm super excited for a lot of the cool stuff that's coming here. But a lot of stuff I also want to make videos on, so I haven't gone through like the full story and everything. So, it's just very, very sad for me. All right, first things first, let's go over the technique. Usually, just look at this quick. So it's Phantom Illusion is the name. I wouldn't say like the names on this website are totally right. I did some cross-referencing, just made sure that stuff on this website is correct to another website. So if both websites are wrong and I give you some wrong information on here, that's just like the God I don't believe in, just deciding that I had to give the wrong information. But usually this website is pretty good aside from just very rare cases. And the other website I trusted 100% so far. So if both of them are wrong, that'd be really sad. Anyways, so it's an enhanced summons Numby. When Topaz enters the overworld, Numby will automatically search for basic treasures and trotters in a set radius. Using her technique, it causes Topaz to regenerate 60 energy after Numby's first attack in the next battle. After using her technique, if Topaz is still in the team when enemies in the overworld are defeated, additionally receive a small amount of credits when obtaining credits. Only 10,000 additional credits can be received every calendar day. After using your technique and defeating enemies in simulated universe, additionally receive a small amount of cosmic fragments with a small chance to obtain one random curio. Okay, so looking for things. Numby will look for stuff, treasures, trotters. That's super useful. This is one of the very first like super useful traversal skills. Obviously we have some that like speed you up a little bit, like some of them can speed you up a little bit. I'm thinking of what's her name, oh gosh, Foxy and woman. Oh, gosh, I can't remember her name is. I've had like foggy brain too, but to have one of these, super duper useful, especially like for your treasures and your trotters. When we get new maps, that's super useful because I usually end up just going around after. So if I could use Topaz during, that actually might help a lot. Regenerate 60 energy after Nobody's first attack. Doesn't super matter. What really matters is defeating the enemy, getting the additional credits is super nice. Credits are, you want to try to get those as often as possible, being able to get an extra 10,000 credits every day isn't negligible. Like that could add up, but you do have to, of course, make sure you're doing it, which can be the annoying thing. And of course, the simulated universe extra stuff makes it a really good simulated universe. So that should be pretty fun. I think that'd be fun. All right, let's get into the actual kit stuff. So here, talent here. This seems to be the only number that is increasing. All right, summons Numby at the start of battle. All right, just straight up. Numby has 80 speed by default. When taking action, Numby launches follow-up attacks on the single enemy target afflicted with Proof of Debt. I'm sure we'll go over that later. Dealing fire damage equal to a scaling percentage of Topaz's attack. When enemies afflicted with Proof of Debt receive an ally's follow-up attacks, Numby's actions advance forward by 50%. That stays. The action advance forward effect cannot be triggered during Numby's own turn. When Topaz is down, Numby disappears. So it's an actual ally. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see how this Proof of Debt stuff. Not on this one, just normal attack, scaling percentage of Topaz's attack through the enemy. So far, attacking attack stuff. I mean, she is a character from the Hunt and Fire. I forgot to mention that earlier. First premium fire unit. Second premium character from the Hunt, which is definitely interesting. I believe Zila is returning alongside her banner. So, two of the Hunt characters coming back. Pretty interesting. Okay, so the skill is difficulty paying, question mark? Maybe. Single target causes a single enemy to enter the Proof of Debt state. All right. And increases the target's damage received from follow-up attacks. All right, so maybe follow-up attacks character. That's interesting. Hopefully they're good because Not most of the follow-up attack characters aren't, but if she's really good, that would be that would obviously be really good. By 25%. Okay, so you do this is like I can already see how they also do stuff in Simulated Universe specifically. Simulated Universe style, elation, a huge elation buff for all the other follow-up attackers in the game as well. So this could be interesting, especially since she's fire. Like what's her name? Himiko? Like, is this something where this is going to be helping her out? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Proof of Debt only takes effect on the most recent target it is applied to. At the start of an ally's turn or during allies' action, if there are no enemies with Proof of Debt on the field, Topaz will cause a random enemy to enter Proof of Debt. Numby deals fire damage equal to a scaling percentage of Topaz's attack to this target. Using this skill to deal damage is considered as launching a follow-up attack. Interesting. Okay. Next up, Ultimate Turn of Profit. As a single target, energy cost 130, which is on the higher side. Seems like those two numbers. All right. Numby enters the Windfall Bonanza state, and its damage multiplier increases by a scaling percentage, and crit damage increases by a scaling percentage as well. Also, when enemies with Proof of Debt receive attacks from an ally's basic deck, skill, or ultimate, Numby's actions advance forward by a scaling percentage. Note 50%. After Numby uses 2 attacks, exit the Windfall Bonanza state. So the ultimate isn't really a damage thing, it just increases Numby's damage. This is very interesting, very weird character. Very different than pretty much any other character in the game by far. But that could make it a lot more fun. I'm not sure what to think right when I see this, though. But this could be really interesting. We'll have to see how much those damage numbers do. But right now, I'd say it's hard because it's she is so different than any other character in the game. Like she is. I don't look at really like leak stuff or like look at like any I assume she's in the game's data right now, so people with like private server type things I'm sure can play with her, so I'm sure there's a lot of information out there. I don't actually have that information myself, I just haven't looked into it. So because generally most of these characters are like they stay in the constraints of what the game has. It's like, okay, yeah, Jingli does some different stuff, but it's like you can really not really figure out how good or bad she is by her stuff. I mean, she's just an attacking character. It's just like Blade, it's like we've seen this stuff before, but with her, she's very different. So I'll have to see exactly how much a lot of her stuff does. But follow-up attacks, very interesting, very cool. I assume she's going to be really good though. They don't really release bad characters. So let's look at her Trace Ascension. So when Topaz uses basic attack to deal damage, it will be considered as a follow-up attack. Interesting. Next one, Financial Turmoil, increases Topaz and Numby's damage dealt to enemy targets with fire weakness by 15%. Interesting. Okay. Technical Adjustment. After Numby uses an attack while in the Windfall Bonanza state, Topaz additionally regenerates 10 energy. That's good. So try to keep Numby in the Windfall Bonanza state as much as possible is obviously would be the plan. Okay. Seeing a lot of crit rate and crit rate on here. Fire damage increases as well for the Ascensions. Interesting. Huh. I'm just looking at these Ascension things on the HP, but there's some raw crit rate. So just see how much crit rate they give her in the Ascensions. You might want to end up going crit rate, but that'll depend on, well, obviously her Eidolons, but also on her light cone as well. So we'll see what's going on. So they're going to eat 1, 2, 6. Interesting. Okay. So when enemies afflicted with Proof of Debt receive follow-up attacks, they will enter the debtor state. This can only take effect one single time in action. Debtor increases crit damage from follow-up attacks dealt to affected enemies at 25%, stacking up to 2 times. When Proof of Debt is removed, debtor is also removed. Okay, so that one is kind of crazy. Yeah, okay, increases crit damage from follow-up attacks. Okay, so her stuff is, if you haven't noticed that, it's doing a lot of follow-up attacks and being able to do a lot of damage with follow-up attacks and increasing damage dealt by follow-up attacks. So this is definitely going to be a pretty good like Himiko buff, I would say, because you want to definitely keep her very similar fire stuff. You want to be going up against enemies that are weak to fire. She's getting so much fire damage and stuff like that. So I would say this is a buff for her. People that are big fans of her. She is one of the very few characters that I do not have. I don't have her. I don't have Jing Yuan. I don't have Zila. Hopefully that'll be changing soon because she is coming back. As far as premium characters, also Jeopard. Those are the only 4 premium characters that have been released that I do not have. So I'm kind of like, oh, I hope I get her, because it looks like she finally has a place, a place. So we'll have to see. People have been, are fans of her, obviously, her character, maybe more than how she's in the game. I know she wasn't like bad, but she's been falling off, so it is something that'll help her out. All right, number 2, after Numby takes action and launches an attack, Topaz during its fire energy. Yeah, that's whatever. 3 is a level 1 4. After Numby's turn begins, Topaz's action is advanced forward by 20%. I'm surprised this one isn't rated highly. This isn't crazy because, I mean, Numby has so many action advances. So having Numby's turn, go give Topaz action advances, and Numby having so many built in already too. This character's been going quite a lot pretty fast, which is great because it's that speed increases straight from action advance forward. So that's really good. 5 is level 1 6. Numby's attack count well in the Windfall Bonanza state increases by 1, and its fire resistance pen increases by 10% during its attacks. Very nice. Okay. Increases by 1, so it goes from 2 to 3. That's right. Let's see here. Yep. 2 attacks, so it goes from 2 to 3. And obviously we have so much like energy regeneration right in the kit as well already. So keeping them, obviously if 3, you'll be able to keep in the Windfall Bonanza state a lot more often. Okay. I see the game plan. All right. New light cone, worrisome blissful. I assume that's supposed to be blissful, worrisome, blissful. No, that's just it. Okay. So increases where its crit rate by scaling percentage. All right, so you are going to want to be getting that crit rate up. You want to be dealing crits. I mean, I figured with it already built in the ascensions to everything like that. So, and damage from follow-up attacks by scaling percentage. After the wearer unleashes a follow-up attack, applies the tame state to the target, stacking up to 2 stacks. When allies hit enemy targets under the tame state, every tame stack will increase the crit damage received by scaling percentage. All right, so crit rate for her, and obviously crit rate for her allies. I'm a pretty high crit rates. I've never actually looked into how to build Himiko, so I wonder if want to use her. Probably want to switch to a crit rate build if she isn't already. Other light cones that I recommend you use for her just off the bat. So she's a hunt character, crit rate stuff, right? She has crit rate, crit damage type things, which I know a lot of hunt characters and their things have, so I definitely say. What's a shame is there's probably no other hunt thing that will be giving you damage from follow-up attacks. I would pretty much guarantee that there's not going to be any other light codes in the game that give you that. So it's definitely something you're missing. I will say, I do not think this is one of those light cones where you need to summon on this light cone. It's a good light cone. It's great for her. Guess what? Every character's light cone is great for them. It's good for them. They're good. But, compared to like Loaches or Blades, the ones I always bring up, those light cones are very unique because those 2 characters are built very unique as far as what stats they need. No other light cone in the game. No other destruction light cone in the game gives max HP, which is Blade's like only stat. Blade needs that light cone to maximize damage. Locha, no other abundance light cone, gives attack, and guess what? All stuff's based on attack, so it's like but for her, I would say you don't need to go over this light cone, right? Do not go for this light cone. It's good, but it's it's super unique in what it gives. Okay. Let's see what the main stats to do. I recommend attack percent, ER percent, which is what effect, right? Crit damage. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, so what do they recommend for this? Crit rate by 8%, crit rate which is 50%, whereas ultimate follow-up attack. I would agree with this 100%. The Internet Salsodo planar set, I agree. This one, I agree with this as well. She has so much fire damage, she's going to have innate fire damage increase. I agree with Firesmith of Lava Forging, the 4 set, right? I agree with the set things. Main stats, I don't know. You're just not, I don't think you're going to hit enough crit rate from what I'm looking at. I don't think you're going to hit enough crit rate to make this super worth it. Because it's like, you're not getting to this, right? It's too big a fruit of it. Even if you're like a super whale, it's like, how much money do you have to spend to do that? Like, you're not... like crit damage, small crit damage, like that doesn't have enough built-in crit rate in their kit to not have one of the focuses be crit rate. So you're gonna need like a crit rate, honestly, like crit rate, crit damage, and then just focus attack percent for the other 2. Honestly, I understand the effect rate, like I understand, but I disagree. So I'd say crit, whatever order for these 3: crit rate, damage, attack percent. is what I personally would recommend. Curious what they're saying. So they're doing that. Asta support, Yukong support, Locha healer. I would say get rid of Yukong, put on like Himiko. Do those 3. I think that'd be pretty good. That's what I would do. That's probably what I'll run for their balanced whatever you call it when I get them. So that's what I would say. She's using the Searing Blade, which is the new one. So hopefully you've been grinding that up. I've been grinding that up. So she'll grind that up. Okay. Pretty interesting. I would say definitely good. Like top in the game. Like I don't know. I'll have to see it in game. I don't think it's here being good. I don't know why I said I was gonna be running Himiko. I don't have Himiko. Sorry. The foggy brain finally catching up with me. But like, you know, if I had to go like my own tier list right now, she's definitely hitting top 10. I'll say that for sure. She's definitely hitting top 10, but I don't know. I don't think she's top 5, at least from what I've seen right now, reading her stuff. It'll depend. If she is top 5, she is like 5. From what I'm reading, I don't think she's going to be better than like Jing Liu, who I would probably have at like 4. The question is she better than like Blade and Locha, right? Which I don't think it's impossible. So we'll see. We'll see. If she is, then yeah, she's like the top 5. But we'll see. All right. Next we'll go over her banner unit, which is Guinaifen. Not looking at anything for her. I will say though, this website has her labeled as B tier, and I oftentimes very much disagree with their tier list. I would say they overrate a lot of characters. So if she's at B on their tier list, then I'm not. Then, you know, I'm probably not gonna like her very much. Yeah, they got her B, so I don't know, maybe it's a placeholder, like they don't actually know yet. Although, well, I don't know if it's a placeholder thing, but yeah. So they got Yukong, Don Hong, like characters like these in A. It's like, oh my god, is she gonna be garbage? Because I've no doubt like a lot of those characters. So we'll see exactly what's going on here. Although I wouldn't trust this game's tier list very well. I think I said game. I meant to say website. Website's tier list. But she's Fire Nihility. Very interesting. Another fire character. That's good though. You probably want to end up running them on the same team. We'll see. But I would imagine. Okay. Nihility though. I feel like there's a lot of banner unit 4-star characters that are like Nihility. No, just think of this one. Last patch though was Luca. What was the one before that? What released with Locha? Yukong. Who obviously isn't. And then what released with, oh gosh, I have no idea what released with Jing Yuan. Did anything? I wasn't really playing during that time, so I couldn't tell you. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Yet again, more of these, so make sure you're grinding this up. Because, I mean, if you're pulling on Topaz, you're going to get her. Probably guaranteed. All right. Let's start with her technique. Immediately attacks enemy. This one probably isn't going to be that good then. Because these aren't really great. Immediately attacks the enemy upon entering battle, deals damage for 4 times, with each time dealing fire damage equal to 50% of Guinaifen's attack to a random target and inflicting fire kiss on them. Okay, we'll see what that means. Talent. When Guinaifen is on the field, there is a 100% base chance to inflict fire kiss on the enemy after the burn suffered by the enemy causes damage. Okay, so you really want to be a fire team. Okay. Well, inflicted with a fire kiss, the enemy receives a scaling % increased damage, which will last for 3 turns and can stack up to 3 times. Okay. So there's extra DOT off of this burn. Okay. It'd be good with Hook, I guess. Hook's very good with like fire stuff. All right, deals fire damage equal to scaling % of Guinaifen's attack to a single enemy. Skill, enhanced generation. Interesting. Approach all those numbers. All right, deals fire damage equal to a scaling percentage of Guinaifen's attack to a single enemy, and deals fire damage equal to a scaling % of Guinaifen's attack to any adjacent enemies with a 100% base chance to cause the target and adjacent targets to be inflicted with burn. This is enhance. Label is enhance. Interesting. When afflicted with burn, enemies will take fire DOT equal to a scaling percentage of offense attack at the beginning of each turn for 2 turns. That can be pretty devastating. It's interesting we get a lot of these, you know, obviously Nihility things, because there is a real strategy to run like an all Nihility team. You know, it's one of the few uses, you know, of characters like Sampo and Luca, you know, being around with like Kafka and some of these other Nihility characters to make them actually like all good, because the DOT damage does go crazy. So it's like, this is like, it's like, oh, how much is this doing really? Maybe not a lot, but you know, you have that next to all these other characters that deal insane DOT damage, and you know, Kafka and everything like that. It's like, you know, it adds up. That's kind of the point of these characters, that all adds up. So it doesn't look like a lot, but it'll add up. It'll add up. Also, this scaling's kind of crazy. It's up to 272%. It's pretty decent. All right. Watch the Showstopper ultimates and AoE tech. All right, deals fire damage equal to a scaling percentage of Guinaifen's attack to all enemies. If the target is inflicted with burn, then their burn status immediately deals damage equal to a scaling percent of original damage it would have caused. All right, nothing more about the fire kiss though here. I understand it's part of the talent, but no like guaranteed, nothing like that. No more extra procs of it, because it's like, yeah, it's 100% base chance right now, but that's like 100% base chance. That's not 100%, right? So you know, having extra procking of it would make it better, so it might be a little undertuned. We'll see exactly what they do in their etalons and stuff. I'm getting so many ads. I have my ad blocker on. I know I do. Okay. Basic attacks have a scaling percentage chance of inflicting the enemy with burn equivalent to that of skill. Okay, that's pretty good actually. When the battle begins, Guinaifen's action is advanced by 25%. That's pretty useless. Deals 20% more damage to enemies inflicted with burn. That's good, actually. You know, you're running this full like fire squad. That's good. That's good. And even if it's not, it's like, you know, you run like similar to Universe full Nihility. You get the Nihility, what you call it, Path of Resonance thing. You use like the resonant whatever. You know, put fire burn on there. It's pretty useful. I don't say it's bad. What are they getting? Break effect, fire damage, effect hit rate. Oh my god, so many break effects. Give her more effect hit rate. It seems like she really needs it, but attack percentage though, it's decent, I guess. Fire damage. Who cares about the fire damage? You need this more attack percent. Alright, let's look at these dupes. Alright, when using skill, there's a 100% base chance to reduce the attacked target enemy's effect resistance by 10% for 2 turns. That's good, actually. Just in general, I'd say that's pretty good. 2, when the enemy target is burned, Guinaifen's basic attack and skill increases the damage multiplier of her burn effect by 40%. I think it's good as well. 3 is a level up. Next one. Every time the burn inflicted by Guinaifen causes damage, Guinaifen regenerates 2 energy. That's almost nothing. Level up. Okay. Increases the stackable fire kiss count by 1. That is essential. Too bad it's at the end, and it's like, what puts their max 4? 4. Like I said, it doesn't seem like a lot, and like just throwing her on a team, she's not going to do anything. You know, these her, Luca, Sampo, they're built to be built like full Nihility and add up all that crazy DOT. It's just how you should think about her being used, right? Everything here is like, it's like, okay, she's like half a character. Yeah, but she's going to go like probably in the same tier I have Sampo and Luca. It's just like very specific. You don't run them not on like the same build they have, right? So whatever. Okay, the best Psycho they have for is Kafka. Yeah, I mean, I would agree it would be the best, but assumedly you'd have Kafka. You have a Kafka. Other than that, you know, just attack percentage stuff. Yeah. Okay. What are they recommending here? Firesmith a lot. I agree with this. What are they increased by 12 and spirituals 120 or higher? Yeah, I'd say I agree with this too. I'd agree with those two. Doesn't super matter. Really, attack percent, speed, fire damage percent, effects. Wow, this is probably one of the first times I actually do 100% agree. If anything, just another attack percentage, but you know, speed on characters like these is pretty essential. You definitely want to make sure you have some speed, but I would say yes, I agree with this. Agreed. And something like this, disagree. I mean, maybe this is her quote-unquote best team, but it's like, I don't know. I would go Kafka, her, Sampo. Probably between Sampo and Luca. Probably Luca, Sampo. One of those two. Maybe healer if you need it, but do you even need it? Maybe if you have like full DOT, you just win. I don't know. We'll have to play around with it. This isn't totally my type of character, but if I had to say rating it, putting it, you know, you're not summoning for the banner unit, right? You're summoning for the main one, so it's like, who cares? But if I had to put her like on a tier list, I would say she's like same line as Sampo and Lucas, same kind of character, same role. But Topaz, very excited about it. I think she'll be good. I'm gonna be summoning for her, you know, when she comes out. So, you know, if you like that, subscribe. If you like the video, make sure you like the video, obviously. Like I said before, I'm gonna be doing a video probably before Topaz comes out when I'm starting to feel better. I'll do a video on how to decide what you should summon for and what to be on the lookout for and everything that's coming up. So, all right, thanks so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.